Hello everyone, welcome back to Fighters channel. Friends, before starting to watch this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for supporting me, guys. Four heavyweight boxing kings Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder have been deposed once the strongest heavyweights lost their belts and are now forced to agree to not the loudest cause. But Joshua's crushing victory over Robert Helenius opened the way for us to a fight that all boxing fans have been waiting for almost 10 years. In this article, we will talk about a potential duel between two former champions, which is already in development. In 2019, everything changed. Joshua suffered a sensational defeat to Andy Ruiz. In turn, Wilder got stuck in the trilogy with the Gypsy King, which he eventually lost. But the temporarily forgotten Joshua-Wilder confrontation is back on the radar. Moreover, the preliminary date of the match is already known. According to representatives of both boxers, the fight is scheduled for January 28 and will be held in Saudi Arabia. This is a possibility that the fight will be postponed to February 4. The only advantage of the negotiations was that Wilder and Joshua gave their consent to the fight. The teams agreed that each of the boxers will hold one warm-up match. Anthony has already fulfilled his obligations. Now it's up to Deontay. Wilder was supposed to meet Andy Ruiz at the beginning of the summer. Later, their fight was postponed to September, then to October, and eventually cancelled altogether. The Mexican was constantly changing the terms of the deal. Now Deontay is in search of a new opponent. What can prevent the Joshua-Wilder duel? According to promoter Eddie Hearn, there is a possibility of cancellation of the fight, but the fans should not worry. This can happen if investors suddenly change their mind and withdraw their money back. All this is unlikely. Businessmen understand that they need to fight now. Any defeat of one of the boxers will critically reduce the market value of the fight, and then it will be possible to forget about its holding forever. Even if one of the fighters is injured, the fight will be postponed to a later date, and this will not be a threat of complete cancellation. Do not forget about the fight of Deontay Wilder. Only his future opponent can mix all the cards. What's the point of having a Joshua-Wilder fight? Not all fans liked the idea of a belated duel. Many responded with criticism, saying that it is too late. Joshua has degraded, and Wilder has suffered 2 heavy defeats, which means he can no longer show his best performance. You can't argue with these facts, but this is not a reason to abandon such an interesting confrontation. In fact, this is a fight for the people. There are no titles at stake. The winner will not receive the recognition that he could have received a few years ago. But without this fight, the legacy of both boxers will be incomplete. We need to look wider and also ask ourselves, what will the fight give the boxers? For each of them, victory over a competitor will be one of the most important in their career. And the second point is the last opportunity to return to the top. It's like a path of redemption, a chance to regain their titles. If Tyson Fury does not fulfill his championship obligations, the vacant WBC belt will be at stake in the Joshua-Wilder duel. This has already been officially announced by representatives of the World Boxing Council. Who will be the favorite in the Joshua-Wilder fight? It's probably no secret that Deontay Wilder will hit deadly punch, will be the favorite of the future fight. There are no bookmakers quotes yet, but it's obvious. The chances of the Briton today are not as high as in his champion's past, but they are there. Rest assured, when Anthony and Deontay enter the ring, the knockout will be secured. Wilder, who is often reckless, can himself give the Briton opportunities. Wilder immediately reveals his cards and put everything on the line. With such tactics, he may end up unarmed. And if we assume that Joshua will survive the first 4 or 5 rounds and remain in fighting condition, he will have chances to finish off the tyrant American. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel.